How's it going, guys? I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk with you all about a particular pistol that needs very little introduction. In fact, if you have read the title of this video, you know exactly what it's going to be about, and that is going to be the Mark 25 from Sig Sauer. This is a legendary gun. It has been in countless movies. It is one of those guns that you just have to have. Of course, it is the one used by the Navy SEALs for many decades. It is the one that is still being used by many of its members, even though that they have approved the Glock 19 as the standard issue sidearm. You can still find many of this very gun in the hands of operators in various parts of the world. I have not had this gun on the channel before, and I decided that it was time to break it out. I have recently written a review about this gun on my website at boomsticktactical.com. I will leave a link down in the description to where you can go and check it out. What I wanted to do in this video is just get it out here on the range, show you a few things about the gun, and have a little fun shooting. That's why we get into the shooting sports. That's why we enjoy firearms, and that is to get them out on the range and have fun with them. We're going to put the gun back into the double action mode, draw from our holster as we would normally do, just to try out that first shot. The first press of this gun, being double action, is going to be a little bit heavier. However, this gun is a very smooth press. After that first round goes off, we go to the single action, and that is just an absolutely crisp trigger in single action mode if you've ever had the opportunity to fire one of these. So here we go. That's 10 rounds. This magazine, of course, is a 15-round mag, but I just wanted to load up 10 rounds in each of my mags just to do some reloads, that sort of thing, and to test out exactly how this gun does in a situation to where if you were using it to protect yourself, this is one option for many of you guys out there. If you like a full-frame gun, this gun is on the market and will serve well in that particular role. You can see here we are unloaded as usual. We just got through firing all of those rounds just to show you, but the gun is now in single action mode. The button on the side here, when I press that down just like that, it is going to click, and then as I ease it up, the hammer will fall into single action mode on this gun. Guys, what I'm actually going to do here, I've picked up a couple of spent casings off of my range, and I'm going to load my magazine with a few rounds, and in between the regular rounds I'm going to add a couple of these spent casings. This is a good drill to do if you have never dealt with a malfunction when your firearm. This is one way of simulating that, and I just want to see how the Mark 25 performs, to show you all how it performs if something happens, if you have a bad round and that sort of thing. So I'm just basically going to put a couple of rounds in this magazine just like that. Let's go ahead and throw one of our empty brasses in there, and you can see just an empty piece of brass. I'm going to go ahead and put another couple more rounds on top of that. And there are some guns that will simply jam up if they were to get into something like that. There are others that will chamber it and it'll just snap, and then you can just go through the motions of cleaning that malfunction. Again, take another one, put it into the magazine, make sure that I get it the right direction, just like that. I'm going to go ahead, add a couple more rounds. That way we can get a good test of the performance of this gun. Okay, now let's take a look and see how we do. Guys, here we go with our simulated malfunction. I have got the empty casings loaded into the magazine. I am going to insert the magazine into the gun. I'm going to return it to the double action mode as you would normally carry this firearm, and let's see how it performs. We had a click, slap, rack. Another click, tap, rack. Alright, that was a very smooth tap, rack, bang for this gun. Very smooth on that slide, even though that casing, as you saw, one of those casings had been out here for a while. It was quite old. And it was a very smooth tap and rack with the slide. And that's a very good performance of this firearm. You can see why that it is used by the Special Forces as well as those in many government agencies. Just to give you guys a close-up view of this particular gun and to show you that I'm being safe, there's nothing in the magazine and there is nothing in the chamber. Reinsert the magazine, drop the hammer, and this of course is the decocker for this particular gun. You have your slide lock here, takedown lever here. This gun does not have a manual safety. The safety is in decocking the firearm. You can see here with the hammer forward, it is not going to actually be able to go and hit that firing pin. Now I'm going to press this trigger and I'm going to hold that trigger in, and you can see here that hammer normally would go much further up and actually strike the firing pin. It has a hammer block in there, and that is the safety feature of this gun. Once I let off of the trigger, if I try to push that forward, it simply will not go. Okay, that is the safety on this gun. That, and of course, keep your finger off of that trigger. All right, it's that simple. This is a great gun. I really like how that gun feels in my hand. Now let's also take a look at what has replaced this gun for the SEALs and other agencies and things like that, and that is the Glock 19. This is my Gen 4, and again, to show you, I've already got an empty magazine here, and we are empty in that chamber. Let's see how much the Glock weighs. You can see there that it is significantly less than the 226. Again, the comparison, there's the Glock. I'm going to set the 226 back up here. And you can see that that is a big difference in the weight between these two guns. But this gun is still a classic. It is still carried by many, particularly the SEALs of the Special Forces unit, as well as other agencies. They still use the 226. Guys, the Mark 25 is truly a classic. Every press of that trigger is very crisp. I know there are some better triggers out there on competition models, but for a gun that some carry as part of their daily needs, this gun is amazing. This particular model, of course, has the rail. This is the standard rail and not the Sig proprietary rail. Now, some of the differences between the Mark 25 and the standard 226 is, of course, some of the internal coatings that are on this particular firearm. These are a little more corrosive resistant than the standard 226 model. Now, some of the reasons that I went with this particular model instead of the standard 226 is pure economics. The cost difference between the two guns is very negligible. The 226, the standard 226, comes with 2 magazines. This one comes with 3. This one also comes with the night sights. And if you were to look that up online, you're going to see that the cost difference, by the time you add those upgrades, you have bought one of these. It's a great gun, and the standard 226 is a great gun, you know, just without those upgrades. But guys, I just wanted to get this out here and show it to you, have a little fun with it. Again, check out my review on my website at boomsticktactical.com. Let me hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on the Mark 25? I would love to hear what you think of them. Do you have one? Have you ever shot one? Leave that down in the comments below. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel. Check out the links down in the description, and we'll see you next time.